Hello my loves and welcome back. You may be wondering why I'm sitting on the floor in my kitchen, and there's a good reason and we'll get to it in a moment. But first, if you like our videos, make sure you like this one. If you think our videos are helpful and you think somebody else might find them helpful, definitely make sure you share. And if you want to know when we post new videos, definitely make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications below. Now today I'm sitting on the floor of my kitchen because I'm actually gonna go and walk you guys through how I use my freezer. Now, I have a single freezer, and it's just one of those drawers at the bottom of my refrigerator. But I use my freezer in a way that I feel like helps our family save money at the grocery store each month. And I'm not talking like $50, I'm talking more like hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, all of that sort of stuff. If you'd like to see more of my money saving tips for the grocery store and reducing your monthly grocery bill, I'll link some of those videos down below. But let's go ahead and jump into this one. So I'm gonna open this. So I have two drawers in my freezer. I have the base bottom drawer and then I have a smaller pull-out drawer. So, I'm gonna walk you through the bottom one first. So in the bottom, I have it divided into two sections. One section I use to store meats that I stock up on at the grocery store. So if pork tenderloin happens to be on sale, if ground beef happens to be on sale, I will typically stock up. So buy what I need for that week and then buy extra. So that way I don't have to buy it or run to the grocery store each week if I need it when it's not on sale. And then I end up paying more than I need to. So a really good example is I have pork tenderloin in my freezer. I keep it in a Ziploc freezer bag because if you're gonna do this, that's what you wanna do. You wanna make sure whatever you use, it's a freezer bag because it's gonna help keep freezer burn and all that good stuff off of your meat. But the pork tenderloin was buy one, get one, which brought the price from $5.99 down to or $4.99, I'm sorry, down to $2.49 a pound, which is an amazing price for pork tenderloin if you like pork tenderloin. And when you buy the packages, it comes with two loins in it. So what I do is I'll typically open the package when I get home, put one loin in a bag, or in each bag, kind of separate them out, so that way I get more meals, because we only eat one when I make it. And now I have essentially 4 to 6 weeks worth of meals using pork tenderloin in my freezer. I do the same thing with chicken. So what I'll do is I will stock up on chicken when it's a good price. If it's not below $1.69 or $1.79 a pound, I typically won't stock up because I know I can consistently get it at $1.79 a pound. So what I'll do is then I'll take the individual chicken breasts, again, I'll individually Ziploc them and then put them in a bigger Ziploc for easier freezer storage. And I will do that with all kinds of meats. Essentially any meat that I can get on sale, I'll stock up and do that. And then I really only have to meat shop maybe once a month, maybe twice if I'm seeing sales and I want to stock up on something. The other side I use for vegetables. So I buy a lot of fresh produce and I use Walmart pickup, and sometimes they give me more than I need or I overestimate what I'll need. So what I do at the end of the week with the vegetables that I haven't used is I'll freeze them, just like this. And anything that you buy in the freezer section, so green beans, corn, carrots, onions, peppers, potatoes, depending on how you make the potatoes, they need to be cooked. I will store in the freezer, and then again, that way I don't necessarily have to buy every week, and I can use those if I'm in a pinch and trying to make a meal and want something quick and easy. I also freeze things like bread. So hamburger buns are a great example. I freeze any type of bread, but hamburger buns in particular because we're a family of 3 and Grayson is under a year, so he's not eating hamburgers and I don't really eat bread. I'll eat gluten-free bread, but I don't eat typical bread or wheat bread. So if I didn't freeze them, I would be wasting so much money This way, when we make burgers, I can just pull out however many buns or Kevin will need or whomever we're having over, and then I can just freeze the rest and save them for the next time that we make burgers. Also, it doesn't like being open for too long. So also, if you don't eat the heels of your bread, right, so the end pieces, that's pretty much all crust, one of the things that I will do is I will save them and cut them up into cubes. You don't have to cut them up into cubes. You could save them in the whole slices. And whenever a recipe calls for fresh breadcrumbs or scraps of bread, like a meatloaf or something like that, I will use these. And I just toss them in a blender or my NutriBullet if I need to pulse them to make them into more like breadcrumbs, or I'll just tear them up if it just needs chunks. But this is a really great idea if your family doesn't like to eat the heel of the bread, or if you have stale like baguettes or loaves of bread. It's a good way to stay them. I feel like everybody knows this one, but bananas. And you can use them in smoothies, banana bread, whatever you want. I typically will use them in smoothies. I don't use them in banana bread if I freeze them, just because I don't like the consistency, but these are really great to keep. As I said, if I have vegetables that I know are getting ready to go off and I don't want to waste them, I will cut them up however I might use them if I were going to cook with them. So like celery, I'll cut it up into little ribs or little semicircles, and I will throw these in soups and stocks if I'm going to saute something. It comes in really handy, and again, I'm not wasting as much food. What else? Jalapenos, fresh jalapenos. So I will cut these up. You could probably do it whole, but I don't ever use a whole jalapeno in a recipe, so I prefer to have the rounds. And then again, I'll just pull out as many rounds as I need for that particular recipe. Well, there you have it. Those are the things and the ways that I use my freezer to help save my family money. Things that you want to remember whenever you are going to use your freezer in the way that I've showed, whether it's saving meat, saving vegetables. Biggest things is you want to have freezer Ziplocs or freezer bags, because they're going to help cut down the amount of frost that you get on your meat or on your vegetables. The other thing is make sure you have a list, or make sure you know what's in your freezer. Sometimes with big freezers, you can lose sight of what you have and forget what you have. This is a really good size for our family just because I know exactly what's in there. I can rotate it pretty quickly and it holds just enough. Remember, anything that you see down the frozen aisle at your grocery store, you can freeze on your own. And typically, if vegetables are in season, like corn, you can stock up on a whole bunch at once. And again, prep it, throw it in the freezer, and have it just about all year. Any sort of vegetable, great with. Like I said, also any sort of meat, instead of buying each week and spending more than you need to, stock up when it's on sale. Take the little bit of extra time when you bring it home to individually package it and then stick it in the freezer like you normally would. And you will save you and your family hundreds of dollars a month, thousands of dollars a year, just by putting into practice some of these steps. I hope that you found this helpful. If you like this video, definitely make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you found this video helpful and you think somebody else might, definitely make sure you share it. And if you want to see when we post new videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.